on the field. He's got to get a head up for that receiver just 3 or 4 steps sooner and see that Martin is going to be open in the seam. That's a play that'll be open again. Martin simply beat his man in coverage.
I bet it'll be open again if they run it on the opposite side as well.
Not a lot of safety help over the top here for Lisbon.
2nd and 10 for the Raiders. Buteau back with Tarian. Tarian back to pass. He's going to roll out to the right, and if he can escape one tackler, he's going to get some yardage. He's going to get out past the 40-yard line to the 45, and he's going to end up at the 49-yard line. Gain of 19 yards. Tarian making it happen with his legs right there.
Yeah, I had a defender in the backfield, and Tarian had the opportunity to bounce it to the outside and go towards the sideline. Instead, shifted inside, planted on the outside foot, and cut in, and no chance for the defender to grab onto Tarian. He sprinted almost to the Lisbon side of the field, but another first down for Tarian.
4:30 remaining in the first quarter. The clock is ticking. 1st and 10 for Oak Hill at their own 49-yard line. Second drive, all sorts of yardage, no points as of yet. Tarian hands it off to Buteau, and that wasn't fooling anybody. He's going to gain about a half a yard. That'll be it. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Raiders hand off to number 20, Levi Buteau, tackle made by number 72, Reese Martin.
Just nowhere for Buteau to go, and big boys up front for Lisbon are doing a nice job taking up space. They're staying tight in packed. A lot of times you get this Oak Hill line spreads out their offensive line set, try to open up some of the gaps for these runners, and Lisbon doing a nice job covering those gaps. Runs for Oak Hill are going to have to be bounced to the outside.
2nd and 9. Tarian back to pass. Pumps, throws, has a man, and that is going to be batted away, incomplete. But there's a flag down, and I believe you're going to have a defensive holding back there, as it was intended for Jonah Martin again. It was batted away by Adams, but there was a defensive holding that's called at the 36, and that will be a first down for Oak Hill.
Well, we saw Martin break free earlier, and Dalton just overthrew him a little bit in the seam. That time had a chance to get open again, but the defender grabbed a handful of jersey. He'll get a yellow flag for that one. So Oak Hill will get a fresh set of downs yet again. Oak Hill moving the ball without any resistance here. Their second drive.
Tarian in the shotgun. He's back at the 46. The ball's at the line of scrimmage, which is at the 40. It is 0-0 between Oak Hill and Lisbon. You're listening on Z105.5, AM 1240, and you're watching online at mbr.org. 3:39 remaining in the first quarter. Tarian's going to run it off the option. He's going to pitch it over to Buteau, and he is not going to get anywhere, as number 22, Lucas Francis, got all over the block and got all around the block of Steve Gilbert there, and Buteau paid the price, loss of 3.
Blake Barabee into the backfield that time for Lisbon and did exactly what you want to do if you want to defend that option. Forced Tarian to get rid of the football. He's so dangerous with the ball in his hands. Try to see if he can pitch it out, maybe take advantage of the exchange, and certainly Buteau not as dangerous a runner as Tarian.
3:05 remaining in the first quarter. Tarian's going to keep it himself. This time he runs it off to the left, and he's not going to gain any yardage. It gets strung out completely. Once again, you had Francis out there, also Blake Barabee. And it's going to be 3rd and long here for the Raiders. And another drive that looked promising looks like it's going to get snuffed out here unless the Raiders can convert on 3rd and long.
Gained no yardage, but made the right play call that time. If he hands it off to Buteau, that's a 2 or 3 yard loss. His only option was to keep it and try to get something to the short side. Nothing opened up, and he took the no loss. No loss, no gain. He'll take that every time.
Ready? Listen to this. Outside, inside.
Yeah, windy.
Outside.
Not so windy.
Inside. Imagine what's going to happen when we take that other window out,
yeah.
Steve. 3rd and 13. Tarian back to pass, pumps, gets away from one, and it's a fumble, and it's on the ground. Oh, they're going to call it an incomplete pass. Oak Hill got away with one there. That ball, unless that was a tuck rule, was back, and before he threw it, he got hit. So that was a very interesting play, but it's blown dead, incomplete. 4th and 13, 2:46 remaining in the first quarter, no score. Tarian had a guy open, but I think his receiver actually ran a curl route instead of the run, instead of a fly.
So he kind of hitched up, didn't throw it, tucked it back in, and then looked like he went to throw it again, but they said his arm was moving forward.
Well, he did have the pump fake beforehand, so tuck rule, Steve? Tuck rule, maybe?
Levi Buto back to return for the
Tuck
Greyhounds.
roll.
Number 6,
Buto will be punting.
No.
In fact, he's going to run it. He's going to run it up the middle, and he's not going to get there. He's going to go back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it. And I don't know if there was a read there and it was read wrong or what, but 4th and 13, you don't normally see a fake punt.
No, 4th and 4, 4th and 3, something like that. You might see a play like that, but I'll tell you, Buto would have needed a much bigger lane to run through if he was going to pick up a first down. Interesting play call by Doucette. He feels plenty confident in his defense, knowing the fact that he got that 3 and out on the first possession for Lisbon.
And that's going to be Halls. He's just going to run it himself. He's going to run it ahead for 4 yards. And all of a sudden, if you're Lisbon, you just start falling forward with the quarterback for 4 yards at a time, and you're not going to get stopped.
If you can keep doing that, it's going to be extremely tough to stop. I think had a quick snap count that time, caught some of the defensive line for Oak Hill off guard. And that's an effective play for Halls.
Full house backfield for Lisbon. That's going to be Adams. He's going to shuffle and shimmy out to the 46-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2, and it'll be 3rd and 4 for Lisbon. Only their second possession, 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. No score between Oak Hill and Lisbon. And we already have sacrificed a balloon due to this win, Steve.
One balloon
One down.
One down. There will be more.
Moment of silence for the balloon, please. Thank you. It was ruined by the Vuvuzela. What are you going to do? They sent Adams in motion. They're going to hand it off to the up back, and he's going to get more than enough for a first down. That's Noah Francis. Big Noah Francis into Oak Hill territory to the 49-yard line.
Well, I tell you, he is a giant kid, and you got to say, they don't list the height and weight of the Lisbon players on the roster, but I can't find too many guys on the Raiders defense that are as big as he is. Big kid and runs very well for his size.
Another handoff to Francis. He's going to get torpedoed at the 46, gain of 3. And Oak Hill is tackling him the right way. They're not going up by the shoulders. They're going down low to try to topple the big tree.
That's the only way you can do it. You're not going to arm tackle a guy that big, or you're going to pay too much of a punishment. You don't want to get driven to the ground by Noah Francis over and over again, so the only way is to go for the shoestrings or the knees.
Under a minute remaining in the first quarter. No score. Adams in motion again. They're going to hand it off to him, and he's going to get it up past the 45, down to the 44-yard line. Make it the 43. It'll be a gain of 3, and it will be 3rd and 3 for the Lisbon Greyhounds. 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Tell you, they're using a lot of these close runs, and it's going to open up the play fake. Oak Hill has got to make sure they see that ball get handed off. They continue to cheat for that run. Pass is going to be open over the top.
Handoff will be to Francis. Very nimble, very nifty. Kind of backs into the 41-yard line, but he needed to get to the 39, so it's going to be 4th and short. In fact, they're going to mark him back just shy, I'd say, right at the 38-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 2 for Lisbon. See what they do at the start of the second quarter. End of one quarter of play. We've got no score between Oak Hill and Lisbon. You're listening to high school football on the Z.
11,888. That's right. 11,888 is what you buy a brand new car for at Emerson Chevy. Equipped, not stripped, AC, automatic, power windows, and much more. How about an LT Sonic for $14,888? 4-door sedan with full power equipment.
4x4 Silverado double cab on your mind. Get a blackout edition for $245 a month.
Now we're good.
He was a huge part of the Oak Hill football community. Please look
Good drive. Just make sure that you arrive and find new roads at Emerson Chevy, Route 4, Center Street, Auburn, or emersonchevy.com.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter. Oak Hill, Lisbon, no score. It's 4th and 2 for Lisbon. Matty Boutwell, Steve Flynn with you here live from Oak Hill High School. I don't know what that was all about. I'm back. I'm good. We're here. Welcome back. Welcome back. 4th and 2 for Lisbon. They're at the Oak Hill 41-yard line. Francis up the middle. He tries to dive for it. He's not going to get there. They're going to mark him just shy of the 40-yard line, and the ball was at the 39 is where it needed to go.
Raiders are going to get that football back. That's a great stop for the big back. Able to get to Noah Francis in time and get him stopped.
Okay, so there's this audio malfunction, right? It had nothing to do with us. It was on the air with the music. And a guy looked at me and he goes, the only thing that he could see was this loud noise in all of our ears. He goes, "You're a Yankees fan," with a Yankees hat on. It's stunning.
Yeah, we got
people are just floored.
A little bit of static for that last night as well.
Yeah, unbelievable static actually.
Yeah, really, a little bit too much, I'd say.
I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you. 1st and 10. Tarian back to pass, has a man. It's Nilsson, and he is going to break a couple of tackles and get out of bounds right at midfield. And he's going to be just shy of a first down, and it'll be 2nd and short for Oak Hill. Nice play there by Connor Nilsson.
Got to respect the speed of Connor Nilsson, and that means a little bit of off coverage. Looks like Halls is going to be the guy who covers Nilsson, and he's going to need to stay step for step with the senior because he is very crafty.
Second and short, ball at the 50. Oak Hill going left to right now on your radio dial. If you're on video, you already know that. Another pass to Nilsson, another completion to Nilsson. This one not as long, but long enough. 5 yards, first down, Oak Hill.
They got what they needed to do, and that time it's going to be all Connor Nilsson until he stops. Garrett Guile getting into it with a couple of Lisbon tacklers at the end of that play. Starting to get very physical up front. This is when Tarian can be so dangerous. You think he's going to throw?
You know, if you look at the yardage for this game right now, Oak Hill looks like it's owning it, but the scoreboard shows it dead even. Screen pass, and it's incomplete.
Boy, it looked like Jonah Martin open with a 7-yard out pattern, and Dalton rolling out to his left-hand side just couldn't get squared up and set his feet enough to throw a good ball out there. Had him open, just couldn't execute.
Screen passes are interesting in that regard because it's kind of designed to let some pressure get to you. But if there's too much pressure that gets to you, it can blow the play up. And that's kind of what happened there. There was just enough pressure to make it difficult to throw that ball. And that's what happened to Tarian on that play. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line. Tarian back to pass. They're going to go for that screen again. He's going to throw it off his back foot. It's going to be complete, but the ball's going to be fumbled. And then, did they call it a fumble? They call it an incomplete pass. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. The official on the sideline said incomplete, then looked at the back judge, who also said it was incomplete. And that was a play where Martin looked like he caught it for a second and then moved forward. The ball went out of his hands. It was close enough. They called it an incomplete pass. 11-12 remaining in the first half. No score. 3rd and 10, Oak Hill.
Looked like it touched both of his hands, but he never really maintained full possession and kind of popped it up in the air. Recovered on the sideline by Lisbon, but ruled incomplete. So Oak Hill with another chance here. 3rd and long. 3 consecutive passing downs for Oak Hill. Don't see that very often.
Tarian back at the 50-yard line. Gilbert Buteau behind him. Back to pass he goes. Looks, has a man. That's going to be complete, and that's going to be more than enough for a first down inside the 30 and down to the 27-yard line. They finally connect with Martin. 3rd time as a charm on that drive, Steve.
Yeah, same play they ran 2 plays ago. Martin open with an 8-yard out. That time Dalton able to roll out, get a little bit more distance, and lead Martin towards the sideline. He made a nice fingertip catch. Pick up a first down. 3rd and long. That's a big conversion right there for the Raiders.
Keeps that drive alive. Stops the clock as Martin got out of bounds. 11:04 remaining in the first half. No score. Oak Hill driving there on the Lisbon 28-yard line. Tarian in the pistol. He's got 2 backs with him. Tarian's going to keep it himself, and he is not going to be able to get out of the grasp of Lucas Francis. He jimmied and juked, but he ended up getting knocked backwards, and that's going to be a loss of 4 yards.
Francis only a freshman starter for this Lisbon defense, and that time did a nice job staying disciplined, not following the direction of the line or the fake to the ball carrier. Had his eyes locked right in on Tarian, and Tarian just couldn't juke him away.
Terrian back of the pistol. 2nd and 13. He's back to pass. He rolls out to the right. Under pressure. Throws. And that is not going to get there. Incomplete. The closest receiver in the area, well, that was actually number 34, Curtis Bolton for Lisbon, and that's not what you want when you're on offense for Oak Hill.
No, threw it into a sea of Lisbon guys. Looked like Strout tripped up on the play, and Nilsson was much deeper, but Terrian, as he rolled out to his right-hand side, kind of moved backwards as well. Tough enough to throw on the move, but you don't want to be moving in the opposite direction you're throwing the ball.
.10:23 remaining in the first half, no score. Oak Hill and Lisbon, 3rd and 13, ball at the Lisbon 31-yard line. Handoff is going to be to Buteau. He's going to follow a couple of blockers, and he's going to get to the 25-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 6, and it's going to make it 4th and 7. And you're pretty much in the vicinity where, unless you've got John Williams as your kicker like they do down in Portland, you're probably going to be going for it here.
Yeah, no doubt you are. That time, Adam Mooney and Gavin